Since the fall and winter time is approaching us right now, so is the wood cutting season. And what I'd like to address the people today in our viewing audience is the person that will go down and rent a chainsaw and go out and cut the firewood for the first time. Uh, the points I want to make today is going to be mainly about the safety aspect of operating a chainsaw, some of the equipment that you should take with you that will help you operate that chainsaw once it runs out of gas, and possibly even if you get a cut finger. First of all, a chainsaw, when you go rent it at a store or you go buy one, you should also get an owner's manual with that saw. Read this owner's manual over. It'll give you safety tips, it'll give maintenance tips, and sometimes prevent you from having to bring it back and get it repaired by someone else. This chainsaw is very safe as long as it's sitting right here in my lap and it's not started. Once it is started, it becomes a dangerous item, whether you're using it for the first time or you've used a chainsaw many times. When this chain rotates around this bar, it varies on the rotation about how many RPMs that it is rotating at, which means the more gas you give it, the faster it's going to run. It naturally will cut through a limb that is 6 inches in diameter, 3 inches, 9 inches, up to maybe 18 inches. Whenever you use a chainsaw, the first thing you want to remember is to always keep your legs, your arms, your feet out of the way of this chain. When this chain is cut through a limb and is swinging down toward your leg or your shin or another person's limb, which is their legs, it will damage them and in some cases cut through enough tendons and possibly bones to where this limb would have to be amputated. Learn the operating procedures from this chainsaw by looking at the owner's manual, learning how to start it, stop it, and all of the devices that are on each chainsaw, and they are different on the companies that make them. When you leave, you always want to start your saw at home and make sure it is running. Don't wait until you get into the field and start it, because it may not start at that time and you'll be out several miles away from your home city. There are two different types of gas containers that you'll want to be very conscious of when you go out in the field. The metal container is holding the same amount of fluid as this one, but your molded plastic can will not rust. It is also easier to take care of simply from that factor. The other thing that you'll want to be aware of, are the types of gloves that you need to go out in the field with. A good leather pair will protect your hands. A cotton pair will wear out faster and will not give you as much protection as what your leather gloves will. A small first aid kit containing ointment, gauze, and Band-Aids should always be taken, plus any kind of extra oil for the engine and the cutting bar. An extra spark plug designed specifically for that engine, and any kind of small tools that is required to make adjustments for the chain tension on the bar, plus a set of safety goggles. And if you can see, these goggles here are perforated. Once they're put on, even above glasses, there is no way that fog can build up, and this will keep saw chips from entering your eyes. One thing that most people forget to take, and that is a good jug of water. Once the person is out in the field and he or she is cutting, naturally they get thirsty, and you have to plan ahead and take this with you. This has saved a lot of people from just merely having to come back home to get a drink of water. The modern convenience of a chainsaw naturally saves a lot of people time from cutting their wood versus an old bow saw that was first used. But if we don't use it properly, we can make a mistake, and what started out to be an enjoyable afternoon could end up as a tragic accident.